Well, today we're just gonna be I'm gonna be showing you how to making a very extremely basic mortar, and we're gonna do everything from the tube to the gunpowder. Now, I know you all hate those long intros that people do on videos, so we're just gonna get right into it. So we have a crackling ball is the first step. You're gonna need a propellant, just some gunpowder. Now, if you saw in the thumbnail, I actually used a Piccolo Pete, and a Piccolo Pete's actually do work really well. The very first time I made this mortar, I actually used a Piccolo Pete, and that's kind of the huge advantage is you can make this in California. But for this video, I do not have a Piccolo Pete at the moment, so what I actually did is I took this and I pulled some of of the rockets out. And I'm just pull the propellant out they use just to show you can really use anything. I also have black powder, but I'm just gonna to show you for the sake of the video that you really can use any type of gunpowder as a propellant. That's just a quick burning powder. I'm just gonna be using the propellant from this, and I also took one of these apart and I took the powder and put it in. So as you can see, that's the powder. That's what I'm gonna be using for the propellant. We have the crackling ball, and then you're gonna need some pipe. Now, if you can find pipe that fits, that the crackling ball fits in almost perfectly. So this is 1 inch in the middle, and it fits almost perfectly. So we don't have to like wrap the crackling ball extra so that it fits nice and snug. Now, depending on how you launch it, you will want the crackling ball to be less or more snug inside. So this is 1.5 feet is what I used, and it's copper, but you can use PVC pipe, which I would actually very highly suggest using. But I do not have any PVC pipe that is the right size at the moment. So you can get this at the hardware store. You probably have something around, but if you don't, you can cheaply pick this up at the hardware store. And so yeah, so we're just going to use this, and then I'm going to show you how to make the mortar first, and then how to make what we're going to use to launch it. So first step with the crackling ball is you're going to take it apart, and you're going to remove the paper filling from the inside. Now, if you want to, you can add more to this. So if you want to add another crackling ball, flash powder, black powder, any like stars or anything you have, you can do that at this time. But for now, we're just going to do that. Then what we're going to do now is we're going to need a piece of cardboard. So I have this. We're going to cut this, and we're going to tape it. I'm actually using Scotch tape. I would not suggest using duct tape or electrical tape, and definitely not masking tape. I would never suggest using masking tape, but the reason I'm using Scotch tape is because it's very light. And just in case this piece does not come off the mortar, we want it to be as light as possible. So if you have Scotch tape, that would definitely work best. So I'm just going to cut this piece, and I'm going to, once I finish it up, I'll show you what I got. Okay, so I got this cut out. As you can see, it's just a very small cardboard tube, and this is what the propellant's going to go into, and it's going to actually attach to the full mortar, and the fuse is going to come out and the propellant's going to go in. So now we're actually going to tape this to the front side, so the piece with the fuse sticking out of our crackling ball. So I'll get that taped up, and then I'll show you what that looks like. And for this step, you really want to use the little amount of tape as possible, so just enough to seal all the way around the edge of the crackling ball top. Okay, so as you can see, I got this piece taped on, and now we are going to stick the fuse through the top, and we're going to fill it up with we're going to put the crackling powder back inside, and we're going to just tape it off. Okay, so now we are pretty much almost finished. Now what we're going to do is so as you can see, I actually taped all the way around. Show real quickly. So you see, it's taped all the way around the seam of the crackling ball, and that just helps with the overall effectiveness of the crackling ball, and it also helps it fit a little more snugly in the pipe I'm using. So we just put one layer of Scotch tape around that, and now we are going to fill this the hollow tube out part with our flash powder, and then we're going to trim it to fit. So we're going to trim this tube part down till it is even with the amount of powder we have inside. Okay, so as you can see, we got that covered, and now what we're going to do is we're actually going to make a top, just a little lid for this, and we're going to tape it down. So we're going to put a lid over the top, and we're going to make sure the fuse has a nice little spot that it comes out of on the side. So it's just gonna go down, and the top is just gonna go around it. And we're just gonna make sure that the fuse does not get muffled out when it's coming out of the where it's coming out of the top. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. So you can see we got that covered. So we got the lid on. We taped it down. I put one piece over the top of the lid and then taped it down, and then I took some Scotch tape and actually ripped them in half, like lengthwise, and just put them around just so we could use as little amount as possible. Now if you want to make this lighter, if you don't have as much propellant, so you're worried about like the height and stuff, you can just right around here where the tube attaches to the actual crackling ball, what you could do is you can make it a lot less tape where it could actually come off, or you could even make it, you don't even have to really have that attached as much, like, so you could literally just tape it on with a little piece if you'd like. So this is actually done, as you can see. So we have the fuse coming, so we left a little hole there for the fuse to come out, so just so it doesn't get muffled when it doesn't get smothered out, because the fuse that comes with the crackling ball is pretty small. So as you know, this is one fuse that runs up from the actual crackling ball. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what you can do with the tube. So with the pipe, if you want to, you can duct tape the end. You can stick it into the ground. So for this video, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stick it into the ground, so about 6 inches about into the ground, and I'm just going to shove it in. If you're using PVC pipe, you could get a plug and drill a hole in it, and then within the plug you could stick the fuse through the plug, the hole you drill in the plug, and then you could just attach it on. And there's not actually enough propellant. It won't actually blow the lid, the plug off of a piece of PVC pipe. So you could just, yeah, so that would work if you want to do that. So, but for what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be sticking it in the ground, because that's what works easier for me. Because then, you don't even need duct tape to be able to do that. So I'm going to go do that, and then we can go set this off. So as you can see, I got my piece of pipe grounded, and this is the design for the mortar tool I'm going to be using. And so what I did to make it fit more snugly in is actually take the piece of cardboard to the mortar part, and I made it just so it fits snugly, and it will actually drop and it will slide in nicely and it won't get stuck. I tested that a few times, and if you're using a PVC pipe with a plug and a hole in it, so you can stick this in prior to the launch and then light it, and you won't have to worry about having to drop it in from the top like I do. You can then make it a lot more snug, and you can make it fit really snug if you want. So that's what I would do. It's highly advisable, but this is easier, so that with few supplies as possible. Also, it's a little bit damp out here, so I'm not sure if this is going to work as well, and I would definitely not use what I did as propellant. I would definitely use black powder or piccolo peat as propellant. So, but this is going to work hopefully for what I do, and if not, oh well. I wouldn't suggest doing this. I would definitely suggest using a different type of powder. So I'm going to try to find a spot to set up my camera, but if you really want to see what it looks like, you can really go make one yourself. The purpose of this video is not to show you how cool it is or how well it works. It's to show you how to do it yourself. So I'll try to get a good angle on it. I'll try to get a decent angle, but I don't have a tripod or anything, so I'm going to have to be setting my phone down somewhere and filming it from there. So I'm sorry if it's pretty low quality for the launch. Also, if any of this video has been blurry, probably my fault, because I did take my phone and I was playing Pokemon Go in the rain, and it kind of got water in the camera and got water in the lens, so my phone's been kind of messed up since then. That was just not too long ago, so we'll see if I can I'll try to get some more high quality videos out later, but for now we're going to try to get this launched. So I'm going to try to find a spot to set this up. So as you can see, there wasn't much of a delay between the explosive charge and the propellant. If you're interested in making more high quality mortars, check out my next video. The link is in the description, and I'll show you how to make much more high quality mortars. Also they're very simple, but they're a lot more advanced in more like in the supplies you'll need for them, so you actually need some black powder and stuff. But for now, I'm just going to show you guys real quick how you can make this like a double stage, and how to give it more of a delay between, so if you want the projector to go up before it goes off. So I'm just going to set it up, and I'll show you how to do that really quick. Okay, so if you're interested in making a delay or the second stage mortar, what we're going to do is, so as you can see, I actually wrapped some paper around the fuse. So I just used the paper that comes inside the crackling ball. All it is it's just, wrapped it around the hole, and then I wrapped it around, so you can see, if I pull this piece out, you can just see it real quick. I'll just show you really quickly what it looks like. So between the tip, you can see the paper is wrapped around. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do the delay, and then from this is to cause kind of more of a delay between the explosive, and then so if you're doing the second stage, you're also gonna need to do this. So we're gonna put this back in, and then we're gonna set up the second stage. Okay, so we got that put back together, and we put the crackling powder back inside. So now what we're gonna do is, so we took another one, and we're just gonna use the piece with the hole inside. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put it through there, and then when it's in there, we're gonna pour the crackling powder back inside, and then we're gonna tape it to the crackling ball. So it's gonna be taped back and back to it like this. So I'm gonna put the crackling powder back inside and then tape it up. And that's all you have to do. It's really basic, really simple. So we got that taped up, as you can see, and then from there you would just continue on as normal. And so yeah, so I hope that helps you out. If you want more information, just let me know. And if you have any other videos or any fireworks you're working with you want to get more creative with, just let me know. You can always email me or just post a comment. I'll see it, and thank you for watching.